Hey there, welcome back to the Buildertrend training. We are doing a deep dive on selections. This is an area where you as a client are probably going to spend a decent amount of your time because this is where you're making decisions on the fixtures, the cabinetry, the countertops that are going to go into the renovation. So I wanted to spend some time on that. As a reminder to navigate to our selections, we're in the project management section. We can go down here and click selections. We could also go over to this right-hand side where it says upcoming selections. Now it shows 0 just because we don't have any that are coming up anytime soon, but we can still click on this to get navigated to our selections. Now when it comes to the dates of the selections, every selection is going to be tied to the calendar and the schedule as far as when we need the materials by. Okay, so if we look at this list here, these are all the selections that are included in this project, and we have a deadline for them. And I have my task here as the client to approve choices. So for the most part, selections, we can add choices from many areas. So we're a completely custom builder, meaning we're not going to just say you can only select this one or that one. Many times we're going to go out and do some shopping for you, especially when we get to windows and doors. Some of those vendors we have really good relationships with. We can get good pricing. So for windows, you're often going to see some options here. So when we come and measure the different windows we need, we'll go out and get some quotes. We can surely get windows from anywhere, but we'll usually start with something like this: Pella, Anderson, Marvin, something like that. Okay. Hardwood flooring is another one. For lighting fixtures and for plumbing fixtures, you might be doing a little bit more shopping yourself. Both are okay and applicable, and we can kind of work together for the selections. So for those that you are going to just use our selections, you can look at the options that we have, and your main job is to approve one of them, or multiple in some cases. And as we discussed in the last video, you can actually favorite your choices to see how it might impact your total budget. Okay. To look into these options, we can just click on one of the choices and we're going to see a lot of information. Specifically, we're going to see pricing. If there's images, we'll see that here. We'll also, whenever we can, we'll try to include a link to the product so that you can see some of the specifications. All right. And you can see this price here. All right. Now, let's see. Okay, so this is one window versus the other one. You can approve them by clicking one of these buttons. Now when you click that approval, actually I think I've already approved this one, maybe not. When you go to make that approval, just click that button, add a comment if you need to, click this button and give a signature and click approve. And that will tell us that we're good to go. We can go ahead and order that item. All right. Now there's going to be items that you're going to do some shopping yourself, okay, or with the help of a designer, and you can do that and add those choices yourself. So for example, let's say like kitchen faucet, you wanted to do the shopping yourself. You come into the selection, you see that your allowance is $400, but we don't have any choices yet. Now remember, this allowance is just an estimate. It's just out there as a placeholder, okay? That's currently included in the budget. If we pick something less expensive, then your cost will go down that much. If you pick something more expensive, that's okay too. The price will just reflect accordingly. So we can go ahead and add a choice. Let's say we want to do some shopping on our own. Whoops, we're not going to go to Buildertrend. Let's say we go to something like build.com, okay? And we're going to do some shopping for kitchen faucets. So let's find, let's like do a Brizo faucet, and this one is nice. And so like, let's say you're looking on build and you're finding some items you like. Maybe you like it in matte black. So this is an option, okay? This is maybe something that you'd like to compare. So I would suggest go ahead and copy that URL. First of all, you could just email this to us and tell us to add the choice. If you'd like to, you can do that. That's fine. But if you want to add the choice yourself, you can do it this way here. So you can go add choice. Oops, I gotta log back in here. All right, so we were We were looking at faucets, right? So kitchen faucet, I'm going to add a new choice. All right, and so I copied that URL, so I'm going to paste that URL in here, and then I'm going to go in here and maybe I'm going to grab this name, copy it, bring it over to choice title. Okay, and maybe add an image as well. So I can take a screenshot. Okay, and so that's there. Now, it's not going to let you add the price because a lot of builders will do markups and whatnot. We don't. However, that's why it won't let you add the price. Once we see this in here, we'll go in and add the price. We'll pretty much just grab the price from here and update it. Now, sometimes with vendors like Build, we actually do get discounts, so whatever price we can get, we'll put in there. Okay, so you can go ahead and save that. So that's one choice that we've added. Okay. And that's there for us to potentially do something with. Now I can add another one if I want to. So let's go here and do, let's do a delta. All right, that's fine. Let's grab the trinsic. All right, so I'm gonna come in here, I'm gonna grab the title, copy it. Product link. All right, and then maybe grab a picture as well. Okay, so you guys can do your own shopping, right? You can say, these are some of the things that we like. And then once we see those come through on our side, we'll go in and make sure we update the pricing so that you can see how it influences everything. So this will be a little bit of a mix between you adding your own choices and us adding choices for you. And your job is to really just work through these and certainly favorite as you go and then approve choices as well and indicate that this is exactly what we want. This looks good. Approve it, sign, and we're good to go. If you'd rather, you know, this is using the system to its fullest capacity, which is what we recommend. If it's getting annoying or you're not liking the system, this is still something where you can tell us, hey, this is the one I want. We can approve it on our side too. So we can still use external communication for that. But to whatever degree possible, we'd love to continue just using the system. Let's just talk through the views that we have for these as well. So I'm looking at the agenda view, and what the agenda view does is it sorts these items in order from when we need them, okay, based on the schedule. Now, anything that we've already closed and decided on is going to throw to the bottom, okay? Those are already selected. You could always filter your view based on the selection status, the location, or the category. So we're going to put these items into various rooms potentially as well as categories. So I could take, for example, if I was just wanting to shop plumbing fixtures right now, I can update my list to just plumbing fixtures to make it a little bit more manageable. Okay, I can look at just my plumbing fixtures, work on those, and then change that filter. Okay, so this is the agenda view, which I like a lot. There's also this card view. This makes the options a little bit larger and gives a little bit more detail right up front. So here I have my selection and my allowance, and this is one that's been selected, and so the price is in there. And I can expand. What I just did here is I expanded. So if I click expand all choices, it's going to show me all those choices. Okay, so that is an okay way to look at it. Now this view too, I can filter if I want to. All right, so keep that in mind. Any of these views you can filter. The list view is really good if you have like a huge list of selections and you want to filter things down. By the way, this is a good opportunity to introduce messaging. Now we're going to get into this in its own video, but you can see here the messaging. Okay, if you had a question about any of our choices, you could certainly ask questions within that selection choice. Okay, so let's just go to the selection itself. Say for floor tile, if you had a question about this or you weren't sure about something, you can certainly add a comment and say, okay, something like that, and then you can just make sure you indicate who on our team can see it. I'm just gonna take a couple of people off there, and then this would notify this person of the question, okay? And then as I reply back, you'll see that show up as well, okay? So that's one example of messaging. So I can click on this to see the conversation. And that's one of the huge benefits of communicating within Buildertrend, is that everything has a context as to what we're talking about. All right, so this is our list. We also have our hierarchy, and the hierarchy is just another sorting mechanism where we're kind of setting it up in, let's see here, more of a, kind of like a sorted grouping. Okay, so here's my selection, here are my choices, and then I can add a new one if I need to. All right. Again, you can apply filters. By category is nice. This is kind of it's already doing the filter for you. Okay, so here I have my plumbing fixtures, and I can see all of those in there. By location, if you have a nice big project that we're working on, you say, okay, I just want to work on the bathroom fixtures for now. We can go in and work those. And then allowances shows you just a little bit more detail about the pricing, okay, and how much we have versus our difference, okay? Now notice something on the price of the project. So your contract price includes allowances, right? So it's the Oakvale fixed plus allowances. And then the selections made, this is going to be the marginal difference between what we actually choose and what we had for allowances. So you can see here that we've actually made selections that are $1,600 less than we're budgeted for. That brings down our total project price to $120,000. Okay. Now that might go up as we make more selections. It can go up, it can go down, and the total price will be reflected. And that's why it's such a great idea to use the selections portal, because it's tied exactly to those allowances that were built into your contract. Okay. In here you can see the differences between what our allowance is and what we've selected. So obviously something that's not selected won't show anything. But if I wanted to filter these results by selection status as just all those that are selected, you can see where the differences start to show up. So 1,300 here, 100 here, 162. The total of those equals my 1,600. All right. So selections, again, we're going to spend a lot of time here. That's why I wanted to have a dedicated video toward this. If you have any questions about this, please let us know as you go through. But it's certainly a great place for us all to collaborate and to do some shopping together, compare pricing, see pictures, all of that stuff as well. All right. So thanks so much for tuning in to this, and make sure to catch the following videos where we're going to talk about files, messaging, and financial. Thanks. I'll see you in the next video.